JC, welcome to Missed Again, where every missed shot is a lesson. It's not about perfect play, it's about my struggles and honest progress. Today I'm going to discuss a specific positional shot that was a game changer for me. When I was a beginner, I would always see pros perform this shot to get position for the next ball. At that time, I could not understand how the shot was achieved. Later, when I learned how to perform the shot, it was still a challenge making it from the execution point of view. Let's have a look at the specific shot. I'll show 3 different scenarios of the shot and explain how I would make each one. The shot in question is when an object ball is near a rail, but not touching it. The cue ball is roughly at a 30-degree angle from the object ball. You have to pocket the ball, in this case the 9 ball, and get position for the next ball, which is the 1 ball. The next scenario is to pot the 9 ball and get position on the 2 ball. The final scenario is potting the 9 ball and getting position for the 3 ball down the rail. The shot to take for each of these scenarios is basically the same. A low side spin shot into the cushion after contact with the object ball. The side spin applied depends if the ball is on the right or left rail based on the shooter's perspective. The differences between the shots in the various scenarios are the amount of side spin to apply and speed control. Both are not easy to execute accurately and consistently, and this is not counting making the shot in the first place. First, you must know how to aim for this cut angle and must be able to make the shot consistently with a center ball hit before considering to complicate things with draw and English. This specific angle is approximately 30 degrees and is a half ball hit. Of course, you will not always get this angle, but it is a common scenario that easily comes up once in every 2 or 3 racks. If you haven't, check out my hybrid aiming method video that really helps make such shots consistent. For the low side spin shot, you must have a smooth stroke and follow through to generate the spin. Unfortunately, this has to be practiced and a feel has to be developed over time. The key is to have a soft stroke with good follow through rather than a hard, fast stroke. Let's look at the specific scenarios. This is the first scenario where I have to pot the 9 ball and then the 1 ball with the cue ball in the center of the table. Before I learnt this shot, I assumed I should try to hit the 9 ball softly to try to hold position for the 1 ball after the cue ball comes off the rail. But see what happens when I use a soft drag shot to try to hold position. Shape cannot be held for the 1 ball in this way. Instead, the correct shot to take is to hit with low side spin and go 2 rails. For this angle, I don't want it to be too wide and risk scratching, so went with a 5 o'clock shot. I know for beginners and advanced beginners, going 2 rails to get position is not intuitive. But once you recognize this, it will help your position play greatly. Here's a variation of scenario 1. The cue ball is not in the center of the table, but is further down. It is also closer to the rail, so more of a 15 to 20 degree cut angle. For this variation, instead of using the same shot as before, I use a stun shot as the angle is shallower and is more of a 3/4 ball hit on the object ball. This angle makes the stun shot more effective in killing speed when the cue ball hits the cushion, as it is a fuller hit on the object ball. For the next scenario, I have to pot the 9 ball and get position on the 2 ball, which is on the opposite long rail. The great thing is that it is essentially the same shot to take as the first scenario. It is a low side spin shot. I just have to be careful not to scratch, so must not apply too much side spin. The final scenario is deceptively difficult. Probably the most instinctive approach is to repeat the same shot as before, but harder to bring the cue ball down table. However, see what happened when I tried the same shot harder. First, I missed the shot because of the increased speed, but look at the position of the cue ball and where it ended up. It is nowhere near shape on the 3 ball, and I almost scratched as well. Compare this to a seemingly similar shot on the 6 ball here. The same low side spin shot with speed brought the cue ball down the table for position on the 7. However, the reason why this worked is because the 6 ball was not close to the rail. It had enough distance for the cue ball to gain enough spin at more of an angle before hitting the cushion and spinning out down table. With this example, the object ball is much closer to the rail, and the low side spin shot brought the cue ball before the opposite side pocket and not after. The only way to get the cue ball past the opposite side pocket is to add more side spin. So that means instead of hitting the cue ball at the 5 o'clock position, I'll hit it at the 4 o'clock position. The stroke should not be harder, but slower with good follow through to generate more side spin. Here, I did not have the right speed control. Depending on your perspective, I either hit it too hard or too soft. If I hit it harder, it would end up on the shorter side of the 3 ball, which has little room for error. I would rather be positioned on the longer side of the 3 and take a longer shot. I'll try again. This time, I'll do a softer stroke, but with a smooth follow through, almost like I'm pushing through the ball at 4 o'clock. I also shortened my bridge to increase control. I missed the side pocket as planned and just bumped off the rail for a 45-degree cut angle on the 3 ball. When practicing these shots, be sure to practice shooting from the other side as well. Since I'm shooting off the left rail, I will need to apply running English for the low side spin shot, so I have to hit at the 7 o'clock position. Practice the same series of shots to get the angles and speed control right. Well, that's it for this video. I admit that this is not an easy shot for beginners and advanced beginners, but it's well worth to learn and get it consistent when you're ready. There are many scenarios where this may be the only shot to take due to the distance of the object ball to the cushion and the cut angle. There may also be other balls that block alternative paths. The key points I'd like to highlight again are to make sure you have the true aiming point to make the shot. Second, use a softer stroke with good follow through. Don't hit hard or punch the cue ball as I used to do. Finally, experiment to fine-tune your speed control. There are other variables I did not discuss, such as the effects of cut-induced throw and the cloth condition. However, for the scope of this video, I focused on the fundamentals first. If you have other shot solutions for such scenarios, do let everyone know in the comments below. If you have better execution methods or tips for this low side spin shot, please share them as well. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Every miss makes us better, so let's grow together. My name is JC. Try not to miss again.